Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Bold and the Beautiful will likely have Steffy Forrester considering the discovery of a killer stepdaughter way beyond her marriage vows, for better or worse, on this CBS soap. For Steffy, this likely goes beyond worse. Before anything else transpires on Bold and the Beautiful, Finn will likely go for an immediate paternity test. Poppy Nozawa, Romy Park, denies any chance that her nephew is the father, but he still cannot shake his thoughts about Luna Nozawa, Lisa Yamada, being his daughter. So, he would likely insist on confirmation, one way or another. This likely means another paternity test is on the way. If Finn discovers he's a father instead of an uncle, Steffy Forrester, Jacqueline Massins would, and the Forrester family likely play a big part in this storyline. One of the problems to expect is that Finn neglected to tell Steffy about his semi-taboo relationship with his aunt. Despite Poppy's denial this week, on Bold and the Beautiful, John Finnegan, Tanner Novlan, still believes he fathered Luna Nozawa. If he is the father, many relationships will change drastically as B&B rolls along. Finn would be the father of a mentally damaged woman in her 20s. Then, Lai Finnegan, Naomi Matsuda, and Jack Finnegan, Ted King, become her grandparents. Shyla Carter, Kimberlyn Brown, also becomes a grandma. Shyla becomes the biological grandmother to a young woman who some may say is a chip off the old block for the woman with 9 toes. But Steffy Forrester, Jacqueline Massins would, likely bears the brunt of this discovery with feelings of anger, shame, humiliation, and betrayal. Steffy becomes the stepmother to a murderer, and her son now has a killer as a half-sister. This might not sit well with Steffy, but it certainly won't sit well with her dad, Ridge Forrester, Thorsten K. Bold and the Beautiful had John Finnegan unaware that he possibly had a daughter. We learned this week that Poppy and her adopted nephew shared an intimate one-night romp 20-odd years ago. But Poppy assured him back then that when she became pregnant, the baby was not his. But now he's angry. Not because he didn't want Luna for a daughter, but because he missed out on her childhood. So if John Finnegan is the father, he will likely step up and own his daughter. This will leave Steffy in a quandary and most likely her father, Ridge, seeing red. Steffy loves Finn, but back when she first discovered that Sheila was his biological mother, their marriage took a hit. Steffy finally concluded that her husband couldn't be blamed for this, but this time it is different. Again, if Bold and the Beautiful confirms that Finn is Luna's father, Steffy Forrester will likely have a fight on her hands. If she decides to stay with Finn, some in her circle will likely warn her against this. First, Steffy will need to work through her feelings of betrayal. Finn never told her that he slept with his aunt. She will likely find that disgusting. But Steffy probably blames Poppy for seducing her younger nephew at the time. Finn described their encounter when talking with his aunt this week, and she sounded like the predator. Once the word circulates among the Bold and the Beautiful characters, Steffy will find too many roadblocks against her staying in her marriage. Ridge Forrester will likely lead the pack, and he won't sugarcoat his words if Finn decides to step into the role of Luna's father. Ridge won't want Steffy Forrester or his grandchildren affiliated with the new killer in the family. Then there's Liam Spencer, Scott Clifton. This guy will likely fight tooth and nail to keep Kelly Spencer, Sophia Paris McKinley, away from Finn if he publicly acknowledges Luna as his daughter. So, even if Steffy Forrester bites the bullet and stays in her marriage with Finn in his new daddy role, she might not be able to. If Liam threatens to go for custody of Kelly over this, it could be a game changer for Steffy Forrester on the CBS soap. Steffy Forrester had dreamed of this day for months. A fresh start, a renewal of love, and a future filled with promise. She stood in the mirror, adjusting the delicate lace of her wedding gown, the elegant fabric cascading like waves of silk down her body. The anticipation crackled in the air around her. Yet, despite the grandeur of the occasion, a shadow loomed over her joy, a dark specter of the past that refused to stay buried. As she readied herself to walk down the aisle, her heart was heavy with an unspoken truth. She had made vows before, ones that had been shattered by betrayal, loss, and pain. But today was supposed to be different. This time, she was promising a future without lies. a future where love triumphed over deceit. She took a deep breath, her mind drifting to her stepdaughter, Kelly, a child she adored as her own, an innocent who deserved nothing but happiness. Steffy had promised to protect her, to shield her from the darkness that had plagued the Forrester family for generations. And yet, as she prepared to say, "I do," she knew that the very person she was marrying carried a secret so dangerous it could destroy them all. Finn stood at the altar, a vision of devotion and quiet strength. His love for Steffy was undeniable. He had fought for her, forgiven her past entanglements with Liam, and embraced their blended family. But there was something in his eyes today, an unease lurking beneath the surface. He knew Steffy sensed it. He knew she wouldn't let it go unchallenged. Because Steffy was more than just beautiful, she was bold, fearless, unrelenting in her pursuit of the truth. And the truth was a fickle thing. It never stayed hidden for long. The whispers had already begun among the wedding guests. Sheila Carter, Finn's mother, the notorious manipulator and criminal, had vanished without a trace. Steffy had made it clear she would never accept Sheila in her family's life. But now, as the world celebrated this union, an unsettling question remained. Was Sheila truly gone? And if she was, who had made sure of it? As the ceremony began, Steffi's hands trembled slightly as she took Finn's. The officiant's words floated over them, yet her mind remained anchored to the gnawing fear that had taken root inside her. "Do you, Steffy Forrester, take John Finn Finnegan to be your lawfully wedded husband?" Steffy swallowed hard. Love had never been easy for her. It had always come with conditions, with obstacles she had to fight to overcome. She wanted to believe this time was different. But how could she say forever when the past threatened to unravel everything? She glanced down the aisle where Kelly sat, her bright eyes filled with joy and innocence. That was why Steffy had to push forward. Because love wasn't just about the two of them, it was about family. It was about protecting the people who mattered most. "I do," she whispered, her voice laced with both conviction and uncertainty. Then came Finn's turn. He looked deep into Steffy's eyes, but before he could respond, a commotion erupted from the back of the venue. Gasps filled the room as the doors burst open. And there, standing with a smirk that sent chills down Steffy's spine, was Sheila Carter. Silence fell over the ceremony. Finn's grip tightened around Steffy's hands. A silent plea not to react, at least not yet. But Steffy's blood boiled. "Sheila," she hissed, stepping forward. "You are not welcome here." Sheila's smile widened, her gaze flickering between her son and his bride. "Oh, Steffy, dear, you should really rethink that. Because I have a wedding gift you might be very interested in." Her words dripped with poison. She reached into her purse, pulling out a manila envelope. "These are documents that will change everything." Finn's jaw clenched. "Mom, don't do this." "Oh, sweetheart, I'm doing this for you. For my family." Steffi's heart pounded as she snatched the envelope from Sheila's hands. Inside were photographs, grainy yet clear enough to reveal the horrifying truth. Blood-stained clothes, a familiar weapon, a dark alley. Her breath caught. No. She lifted her eyes to Finn, his face pale, his silence standing. "You knew," she whispered. "You knew what happened to her." Finn looked at her with sorrow, his love warring with the weight of his choices. "I was trying to protect you, Steffy. Protect Kelly. Sheila was dangerous. I couldn't risk her coming back." Steffi's entire body went rigid. The pieces clicked into place. Sheila hadn't disappeared. She had been silenced. And Finn had known. The wedding guests murmured, the air thick with tension. Ridge and Taylor stepped forward protectively, while Liam stood frozen, his expression unreadable. Steffy exhaled shakily, clutching Kelly's image in her mind, the innocence she had vowed to safeguard. Could she truly bind herself to a man who had crossed this line, even for love? Tears burned in her eyes, but she lifted her chin defiantly. "You should have told me." Finn took her hands again, his desperation palpable. "I wanted to. I swear, Steffy. But I love you too much to lose you. I would do anything to keep you safe." Sheila chuckled darkly. "Isn't that romantic?" Steffi's heart wrenched. Love wasn't supposed to feel like this, like drowning in truths too heavy to carry. She had come here to vow a lifetime of trust, but now she stood at a crossroads where love and morality collided. As the world watched, Steffi did what she had always done. She stood tall, unwavering, bold. She turned to Finn, her voice steady. I love you, but I won't vow myself to a life built on secrets. Not when it endangers my family. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and stay with us.